So today we're going to be making a camera trap. Why would you want to make a camera trap? Well, maybe to check and see who's been sneaking cookies from the cookie jar, or if someone is going in your room when they're not supposed to. You could even tweak it to catch wildlife in your backyard. So you're going to need a mini digital camera, a breadboard, jumper wires, some extra longer wire, an Arduino, 220 ohm resistor, and a 10K resistor, and an infrared emitter and detector. You'll also need a soldering iron, solder, and batteries. The first thing we're going to do is take apart our digital camera. Yours may be a slightly different model from mine, but that's okay, the insides will be the same. First, we're going to pry apart its plastic body. Now you'll see a power mode switch and the shutter switch. We're going to solder 2 wires to the leads of the shutter switch so that we can control when it's being pressed. You can also solder 2 leads to the power mode switch if you want to control that turning on and off with a diode. Let's go ahead and put that aside for now, and we're going to upload code to our Arduino. You can find the code in Wired.com's how-to section. Once you've compiled and uploaded the code, we're going to go back to our board. You may notice that this doesn't look like a typical Arduino board. That's because it's a Volksduino, but it does exactly the same thing. First, let's connect ground. Now, from pin 2 of the board, we're going to connect our IR emitter, a 220 ohm resistor, and we're going to connect that to ground. From the 5-volt pin in our board, we're going to connect a 10K resistor and connect that to pin 3. In series with our resistor is the IR detector, and then we're going to connect that to ground. Now we're going to connect our camera to the circuit. I soldered wires to the positive and ground leads where the battery would normally go, and I'm using a single AAA battery hooked into the rails of our breadboard. Now we're going to connect 1 wire from the camera's shutter switch to pin 4 and the other to ground. If you're not sure if your IR emitter is hooked up correctly, you can use any camera with a CCD sensor, including an iPhone. So here's our finished circuit. If something crosses the infrared beam, the camera will snap a picture. Pretty useful, huh? This is about as basic as this circuit gets. But if you want it to be more practical, you're going to have to separate the emitter and the detector, and then you're going to want to stow away the circuit and the camera someplace hidden from view.